Hey, what is going on, Blue Crew? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having an amazing evening. So I wanted to take just a moment and go live. And today's message is going to be for everybody, but it's really going to be pointed towards our rally captains. And so I want to talk a little bit about dealing with frustration, okay? And then what the hashtag Silent No More really means. And we're going to dive a little bit into the mission of Bridge the Blue, which is to defend truth, to be vocal, and to stand united. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and kind of how all of this meshes together. And so let's just go ahead and jump into it. So guys, I define frustration as the place that we think we should be and where we currently are, and then that space in between. You know, there's a lot of people that believe that as a community, that our Silent No More community should have even more people in it than it does. There's a lot of people that think, well, you know, Bridge the Blue should be doing more events. There's people that believe that this narrative has yet to be reversed. And why not? You know, we all have frustrations, okay? But I do want to share one thing with you, and then I'm going to get to the rally captains, because I know our rally captains have really been fighting. They've really stepped up to the plate in a very big way, and I'm going to highlight some of them tomorrow just to share what some of our rally captains are doing, okay? But I do want to take a moment to just kind of address the frustrations that our rally captains have been going through. Okay, now we know that to put on a rally, it doesn't really require a whole lot. As long as you're holding it on public property, it doesn't require a whole lot. As a matter of fact, we have several rallies that we put on before nationwide where they just stand along the sidewalk, right? It's public property. You don't need a permit for that. You don't need any insurance or anything else like that, right? You have some areas where you get a great response, and you have other areas where the response isn't what you think it should be. Okay. And so I want to dive into that, take a moment to dive into that. And that is that, you know, there are only certain things that we can control. Okay. As people that support law enforcement, as a community that supports law enforcement, and I'm going to talk about community here in a second as well, but there's only so many things that we can control. And so my question to you, Blue Crew, is what can you control? And then what's outside of your control? Lost my ring. What's outside of your control? And whatever's outside of your control, there's not really a whole lot that you can do, right? And remember, we talked about frustration being where you currently are and where you think you should be, and then that space in between. Well, there's also frustration in what you can control versus, and then what's outside of your control, right? And that space in between there leads to frustration. You know, you feel like you could be doing more. You feel like maybe you're not good enough, like maybe you can't do the things that you're setting out to do as a rally captain or as somebody that is wanting to step up to the plate and actually build bridges, actually bridge the blue. And so I just want to encourage you that, you know, and there's a saying that Joyce Meyer, I heard Joyce Meyer say a long time ago, and I love the saying. It's, you know, I may not be where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. And so you're right where you are right now in this moment. You're in this group, you're in this community, and you're here for a reason. And everybody can do something. It doesn't matter how big or how small, everybody can do something. And so to our rally captains, to those of you that stepped up to the plate, to those of you that are having these nationwide rallies, to those of you that were willing to take a risk, that were willing to take a chance, that were willing to step up to the plate and help us to make a statement this Saturday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because here's the reality. Okay. The reality is that we can't do this alone. We can't Lone Ranger this. The Bible says that if one can chase 1,000, two can put 10,000 to flight. And there are 110,000 people in this community. I believe that we can make a difference. And again, it doesn't matter how big or how small of a thing that you can do. 110,000 people all doing something can make a big difference. And so thank you for your faithfulness to Bridge the Blue. Thank you for your faithfulness to our community. Thank you for your faithfulness to yourselves and for law enforcement. On behalf of law enforcement everywhere, on behalf of everyone here at Bridge the Blue, thank you. Now, with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about community. We're going to talk about what Silent No More really means, because I think that each of us have our own meaning of what Silent No More really means, but I want to talk about it from Bridge the Blue's perspective, because there has been some confusion on some of that. And so, but first let's talk about community, because this isn't just your average Facebook group, right? You go into several pro law enforcement Facebook groups and it's just a bunch of people posting a lot of posts. And they're complaining about the problem. They're bashing politicians, and that's not what this group is for. And actually, was it last week? I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. Troy and I went live and we publicly on our page. And so if you haven't gone to our page, Facebook.com/Bridge the Blue. You can also just go into the search bar at the top of your Facebook app and just do a search for Bridge the Blue. You'll see two options. One is Bridge the Blue #Silent No More. That's our group. That's our private group, which is what you're currently in. And then there is just Bridge the Blue. That's our public Facebook page. And so I would encourage you to go like that. But we went live on our public Facebook page to talk about the candidate that we support, as well as people all over that we support. And I'm not going to, again, we don't bring politics into this group, but I would encourage you, if you want to know where we stand politically, I would encourage you to go and check that out. That is on our public Facebook page. That being said, I want to talk about community for a second. Okay, I want to talk about community for a second, because I believe that a community is more than just a group of people that are just kind of huddled together, right? Like a group by itself is not a community. But see, we believe that a community is a group of people that we lean on. It's a group of people that we lean on whenever times are tough. It's our friends, it's our family, it's our neighbors. It's new people that we meet and that we build deep relationships with. It's whenever we lock arms together and we're all pushing and we're all fighting towards a common goal, towards a common cause. And in order to have a sense of community, we've got to have unity in the essentials. Okay, unity in the essentials. Now, what is essential in this community? Your support for law enforcement. That's it. Okay. Now, we do have several people in this community that don't support law enforcement. And you know what? That's okay. Do you know why that's okay? That's okay because we're called Bridge the Blue. We're trying to build bridges. Bridges with who? Between community and our law enforcement. We're trying to bridge the gap between law enforcement and their supporters, and to empower them. To empower them to be able to rise up, to take a stand, to remain silent no more. But we're also trying to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community that has been lied to. They've been lied to. They've been taught that law enforcement is racist. They've been taught that the American system is systemically racist. And they've just been lied to. So some of it has been generationally. Some of it has been because they're listening to all the wrong people. But here's the thing I want to make perfectly clear. And I think that somebody needs to hear this today. Somebody needs to hear this. We value human lives. All human lives. And you can't say that you value human life, but then say their life doesn't matter because they're of a certain political persuasion. You can't deem all of Austin, Texas bad because the city chose to defund their law enforcement, their police department by a third of their budget, $150 million. And I've seen people say comments like, well, they made their bed, let them lay in it. Do you guys know that there are good people that live in Austin, Texas? Good people, conservative people. Yes, liberal people. But just because they believe one thing, that doesn't mean that their life is any less or more valuable. And it's very, very important that we understand that. So we're trying to build community here in the Silent No More group. And in order to do that, we have to have unity in the essentials. Unity in the essentials. Liberty in the non-essentials. Liberty meaning it doesn't matter what party you're on. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, right? That you're at liberty to believe what you want to believe about one party over the other. You have the freedom to, as long as we can come together and we can agree that we support law enforcement, that we support our heroes in blue. That is what we need to stand united on. And so with that, I want to talk about what Silent No More means. And we can't really talk about that without getting into our mission. A lot of you have been connected to Bridge the Blue for a while, and you don't even know what our mission statement is. And just to kind of give you a heads up, there's a difference between a mission statement and a vision statement. So our vision statement is where we're going, right? That's where we're going. But our mission is how we get there. So let me share with you our vision really quick. Our vision is to make America safe again by bridging the gap between law enforcement and communities. That is our vision. But how do we do that? That's our mission, guys. That's our mission statement. We got to talk about our mission statement in order to really talk about what Silent No More really means. So our mission is to defend truth. To defend truth, to be vocal, and to stand united. Defend truth, be vocal, stand united. Let's talk about defending the truth. When we're talking about the truth, we're not talking about your truth. Okay, we're not talking about, I hate that term actually. Well, let me tell you my truth. I don't want to hear your truth. I want to hear the truth. Anything outside of that is just your perspective. And perspective is not reality. And perception is not reality. Reality is reality. And what happens, guys, and this is perfect because I have glasses. What happens, guys, is that we come into this world and we're empty vessels, right? Everything that we know right now, our behaviors, everything, we learn. And what happens is our parents, our grandparents, TV, our schools, our education, all that stuff, our culture starts modeling for, starts teaching us things. And whenever we come into this world, we see perfectly. But our perspective, our vision, our lens through which we see the world gets jacked up. And I have to wear glasses. I have to wear corrective lenses because without them, I can't see. I mean, right now you're a blur. I can't see. And I want you to think about something. If you've ever gone and gotten your eyes checked, okay, and you sit down, you walk in and you sit down in that chair and they bring this big old machine, in front of your face and they start clicking the little deals and, you can see you can see that going on and they're asking, hey, is it better here or here? Is it A, B, C, and they're just doing it and they're tweaking these little things. What are they really doing, Blue Crew? They are lining up your perception. My perception right now is everything's blurry. They're lining up your perception with reality. Because see, if you're looking through a lens that is not aligned with reality, then you run into things, you bump into things, you can hurt yourself, hurt other people. If you get behind the wheel of your vehicle and you're supposed to have corrective lenses so that your perception is aligned with reality, what happens? You're probably going to get into an accident. You can kill somebody, right? That's what happens whenever our perspective isn't lined up with reality. So we defend truth, objective truth. We don't believe in moral relativism. We believe in objective truth and an objective moral truth that is based on the Word of God. So we want to defend objective truth. And in order to defend it, you got to know it. You got to know the numbers. You got to know the facts, right? You got to know it. And we want to be vocal. Guys, we've talked about several times how all of the stuff that's going on right now is because a group of people have bought into a lie. Their lives are just as valuable as yours, just as valuable as mine, but they bought into a lie. They're deceived. They're deceived. And they've been making noise based on their beliefs and their perceived injustices. And because of the noise they're making, they're the squeaky wheel. They're getting all the grease. Guys, have you guys noticed that Amazon, Netflix, what is that nasty coffee company? Starbucks. Yeah, I'm a Dunkin' guy. They're shoving Black Lives Matter down everyone's throat. As a matter of fact, whenever we put our events on Eventbrite, they're shoving it down our throat. Why is that happening? Why is legislation being written to defund law enforcement agencies? Why is that happening? Because they're making all the noise. They're the ones that are being vocal. So if we're going to make America safe again, not only do we need to defend the truth, objective truth, but we also need to be vocal about it. We can't be afraid. We can't be ashamed because the other side's not. The other side's not. We can't be afraid. We can't be ashamed. We've got to take a stand and say enough is enough. Draw a line in the sand. Say if it's to be, it's up to me. And I'm going to let my voice be heard. So we have to defend truth, be vocal about it, not be ashamed, not be afraid. God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Fear is a liar. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing a thing in spite of fear. And then we got to stand united. Guys, all of the bickering that goes on, I can't tell you how many times we've posted our thin blue line American flag and we get people saying, you're desecrating the American flag. It's like, really? Like, we're in the middle of a battle. Like, we need to stand united, and you want to interject something divisive in there? Like, are you really focused on that surface level BS that you can't see the bigger picture because you're too busy looking at the trees? You can't see the forest because you're too busy looking at the trees. Guys, we've got to stand united. We've got to stand united. We've got to defend truth, be vocal, and stand united. If we're really going to build a community, again, a community isn't just a group of people that all believe the same. A community is a group of people that lean on each other in times of need, that when times are tough, they're our friends, our family, they're people like you, they're people like me who want to lock arms together and make a difference. Defend truth, be vocal, stand united. So what I want to ask you, Blue Crew, is that next time you go to comment or next time that you go to create a post, I want you to ask yourself, is this going to bring division and start an argument? Or is this going to encourage unity? Is this going to encourage unity? And that is what Saturday is all about. As I want to give you a prime example of what unity looks like. We're doing our Silent No More rally in Conroe, Texas. So if you're here in the Houston area, or if you're just in Texas, I want to encourage you to come. We're doing our Silent No More rally here in Conroe, Texas, and we found out that there is another rally going on in Conroe. And, we could have throw a pity party. We could have gotten mad. We could have gotten offended. We could have gotten upset. Again, it's outside of our control. We can't control what another organization does, but you know what we did? We reached out to them. And the organization is the Texas Youth Summit. And we reached out to them. I talked to the founder, Christian, both Troy and I did actually on the phone. Then we actually met Christian at a pro-police rally this past Friday, and he happened to be there. And then we had lunch with him on Tuesday. And you know what we're doing for Saturday? We're joining forces. Because we can't Lone Ranger this. If we find another organization that has the same values that we do, and I tell people all the time that we're not a Christian organization, but we're just an organization of Christians. We're not a church. but we all love God and we all love people and we all want to change the world. So whenever we meet someone, another organization has the same heartbeat, we want to jump all over it. So we met with Christian for lunch and we're joining forces. In Conroe, Texas at 1:00, we're still doing our Silent No More rally, and it's going to be from 1 to 2, but at 2:00 is whenever the Defend the Police rally, sponsored by Texas Youth Summit, starts. And he invited us to come inside and to actually set up a table because he wants people to know about Bridge the Blue. He did his research on Bridge the Blue. He wants people to know about Bridge the Blue. He loves what we're doing. And so, to me, that's huge. That's a huge opportunity. And we never would have gotten here. And let me just kind of give you an idea as to the caliber of rally this is going to be. Oh my gosh, I'm fired up. I'm fired up. So Ted Cruz is speaking at this rally. Colonel Allen B. West is speaking at this rally. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? And I'm gonna get to meet Colonel West, and I'm gonna take pictures with Colonel West, and I am stoked. I am stoked. And one last rally that I want to share with you is the one going on in Ohio. Our rally captains out there have just been utterly amazing, utterly amazing. Josh. Oh man, Josh with police pictures. I can't. Josh is, I don't know how young Josh is. Is he like 20 or 21? But loves the police and wanted to do something. He felt like he needed to do something. So he started Police Pictures, and it's a nonprofit organization. And, we've partnered with them. Josh is also one of our moderators. But somebody else that is also co-captaining with Josh is Jessica Davis. And Jessica, part of a mixed family. Her son is Markel. He actually just got awarded tonight. He got an award tonight, plus received money. I won't tell you how much, but oh my gosh, Markel is doing some big stuff. And his mom is a big part of that. Jessica is a big part of that. But you know what they're doing for their rally? They called other organizations and said, hey, we're doing a big rally on Silent No More. It's, we're partnering with Bridge the Blue, Police Pictures, Mojo, which is like I don't know what, but it's a Jeep organization there in Ohio. And they're bringing the community together. And I'm going to highlight some more tomorrow. I want to highlight some more rally captains tomorrow because they've really been busting, and excuse my language, they've been busting their asses to make this happen. And some of them, it hasn't been easy. It's been a fight, and it has not been easy. But they're making it happen. And we are so flippin' proud of each and every one of you. But this is what it's about. We're going to run into frustrations, guys. There's going to be things that happen that are outside of our control. It's not about how you react to it. It's about how you respond. When things happen outside of your control, you have a choice to make. You can get bitter or you can get better. I want to challenge you, Blue Crew, to make the decision to get better. We got to get better with dealing with frustration. And Silent No More, it's not about being violent. It's not about being aggressive. It's about defending the truth, objective truth, being vocal, and standing united. So with that, I want to thank you guys for being on. If you're catching the replay tonight, would you do me a favor? I was going to say a flavor. Yeah, I want a flavor of coffee. Would you do me a favor and just type #replay in the comments below? That gives us an idea of who's actually catching the replay versus who was here live. And so if you can just, again, if you're catching the replay, #replay in the comments below. Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for those of you that are faithfully donating financially to Bridge the Blue. I want to thank you for how you give. We never want to pressure anyone to give. We actually just ask that you would talk to God and ask him what he would have you do, and then just be obedient to that. We never want you to ever feel pressured to give to us financially. I also want to make sure that you know that if you want to find a rally in your state, you can go to bridgetheblue.com/rally. And for those of you that don't know, our online store is up, bridgethebluecom/merch. I would encourage you to go check that out. All of our shipping issues have been taken care of. We're actually connected to a drop shipper now that is shipping that out. And so, and we've already had so many people. We have actually had some people give review. And you know what? If you bought some of our merch, would you do us a favor and go find the merch that you bought on the products and leave a review? Leave a review and let people know how happy you are with the product. We'd love to hear your feedback. It's very important that we get your feedback because it shows us how we can improve and do better with what we are doing. And is there anything else? Yeah, if you do want to donate, by the way, and I meant to mention this earlier, you just go to bridgethebluecom/donate. And, here's the reality. There's no way that we can continue doing this without you. And so whenever you choose to donate, you literally are locking arms with us and you are allowing us to continue bridging the blue. You're allowing us to continue doing what we're doing. We couldn't do it without you. And so thank you once again for those of you that do faithfully give every month, every week, or even the one-time donors. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, if you haven't yet, I would encourage you to go to YouTube and do a search for, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're also on Instagram. We're about to ramp up Instagram again. And also find us on Twitter. You can go on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Just do a search for Bridge the Blue and you will find us. With that, I'm going to go and let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if you're catching the replay, #replay in the comments below. Love you guys. God bless.